Hey, my friends, Jeff Yalden here. Roseanne Barr. Is mental illness to blame? 2 months ago, from after having faded off the face of the earth, Roseanne Barr became a star again. But did the egotistical, multiple personality, I don't care comedian of her inner being come out too much? Her sitcom Roseanne returned in March after 2 decades of absence, and it came back with incredible ratings on ABC. This was huge for ABC, and even Donald Trump called Roseanne Barr to congratulate her. Was any of this success due to her loving relationship with Mr. Trump? I say that sarcastically. Last week, her success, the sitcom success, ABC's hopes of success of the I'm Back Again Roseanne crashed, and it crashed hard, leaving her co-workers out of work after ABC abruptly canceled the show. Roseanne Barr, the star of the show and co-creator, posted a racist tweet to Valerie Jarrett. Valerie Jarrett is an African-American woman who was the senior advisor to Barack Obama throughout his presidency and considered one of his most influential aides. Miss Roseanne wrote, "If the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ." What? Why? Roseanne, why are you even referring back to Barack Obama and his days as president? What does this have to do with you, your success, the sitcom and its successes, ABC and your responsibility? Were you trying to be funny? Funny at other people's expense. Yes, you have made a career out of being funny, but you went too far and it's cost you a career, and your actions have affected other people's successes as well. Roseanne, you were the star, and being the star comes with a lot of incredible responsibilities that are bigger than just being funny. Yes, you apologized, and that is very much appreciated, but it was too late. ABC had to do the right thing, and they did. Thank you, ABC. The move to cancel the show was decided by top Disney and ABC executives, including Miss Dungy, who was appointed to her role in February of 2016, becoming the first black entertainment president of a major broadcast television network. Great job, ABC, for standing up and doing the right thing. So what does this mean now for Roseanne? What about your cast now, too, as they're left with your bad decisions and the result of your irresponsibility? Sad. And it's too bad. Roseanne, you crossed the line, and then you blamed it on Ambien. Ouch. Not good. Wrong. Again, you reacted when you should have just owned it. And so I challenge you now to own it right away and stay off social media. You see, you've talked about your mental health. You live with multiple personality disorder. And I'm not diagnosing you, but I'm not sure that's it. So allow me to now speak as a man that lives with mental illness as well. One that lives with mental illness. First of all, you are not a victim, and mental illness is not an excuse for behavior and actions. Not for me, not for him, not for her, and certainly, Roseanne, not for you. You are responsible 100% for you, who you are, what you say, what you do, how you respond, and how you act. You are 100% responsible. Ambien is not the cause. Roseanne, you are the adult. You are the celebrity. People's lives are contingent upon your success. You know better, Roseanne. So please do not ever blame this or that on mental illness. I'm sorry for everybody that lives with mental illness. You may not have liked my words, you're not a victim, but yes, I said it. You are not a victim, you are a victor. You can live with mental illness and still live a very normal, fulfilling, meaningful, and successful life. Roseanne, you clearly are not acting responsibly and appropriately. I'm concerned for you, and please listen at The Real Roseanne on Twitter. I am saying this not at you, but I'm saying this for you. I've spent a good amount of time in therapy and continue my therapy. I too am in the spotlight, not anywhere near your A-list celebrity status, but my responsibility is to our young people, families, and the mental health community. You can take this as an attack, or you can take, and you should take this as a thank you, Mr. Jeff. You're right. You responded by tweeting over 100 times. You retweeted, reply tweeted, and in other cases, deleted tweets from your account from way back. Roseanne, you have 775,000, 750,000 followers. Your overnight incessive tweets compromised apologetic remarks, aggrieved statements, personal attacks, fond messages to your supporters, and pointed references to the shadowy conspiracy theories that have long been a staple of your social media presence. Wow. I think everybody was like, what the heck? All of this was just hours after your I apologize, I am now leaving Twitter. But you didn't. This is very unhealthy behavior. Perhaps you should go back to your therapist and ask for help. Again, I'm just suggesting. Like after 2 tweets apologizing again to the former presidential advisor, Valerie Jarrett, addressed your fans and supporters directly at 12:03 a.m. Eastern Time, telling them not to defend you, even if you thought it was sweet of them to try. Losing your show, you wrote, was nothing compared with being labeled a racist over a single tweet. And you wrote, that I regret even more. Roseanne, you were a racist in your tweet, and you can't blame it on Ambien or mental illness. You wrote the tweet. You owned it. You are responsible. And an hour before that, you deleted an apology to the hundreds of people and the wonderful writers that you said all liberal and talented actors who lost their jobs. Weird. Roseanne, please go back to your therapist, because if the sitcom didn't end from this, it was certainly to end later, because your behavior would have caused something else. You created more chaos by reacting. Roseanne, this is like bipolar disorder, and I'm not saying or diagnosing you. I am saying this is not healthy behavior. Again, no excuses. You can't blame this on anything or anyone. It's all you. Roseanne, let me ask you a question. Why don't you stay off social media and leave everything to your personal assistant who does all your humor off of the show? Why don't you just be Roseanne? You claim to have been in therapy and working on you. Are you still? Why don't you get back to it? I think that would be a great thing for you to do. Is it too late? I don't think so. I think what you need to do is go on a media tour, owning up to your mistake and not blaming mental illness, but now advocating for mental illness and living with mental illness. We who live with mental illness and are passionate about it would love someone like you who also lives with it to be a great advocate for mental health. But you have to be serious and truly owning up to who you are and how living with mental illness affects you. We are a society of forgiving people. And if people don't forgive you, that is then their issue, not yours. You can come back bigger than ever if you take time away, accept what happened. Know that you caused it and not that the mental illness caused it. We all love a great comeback story. We love a great story of how you got knocked down but picked yourself back up. We love those stories. But it starts with you making serious apologies to the African American community. Apologizing for racism, the mental health community. I think your coworkers, ABC, and all of your fans own it. Completely and 100% seriously own your mistakes and take full responsibility and 100% accountability. Stay off social media. Leave that to your publicist or personal assistant and focus on you being the best you that you can be. Your own self-care, Roseanne. This isn't the end if you don't want it to be. You can either choose to listen or don't. But again, I am not attacking you. I'm trying to help you. But I'm also trying to send a message that mental illness is not to blame. Just like with Tiger Woods, the pain prescriptions he was taking wasn't to blame for his driving in the early morning hours of last Memorial Day. He owned it. He was quiet. And he's back, and the golf world loves it. Roseanne, this is all a teachable moment. Zero tolerance here on so many levels. No hate from anyone. Apologies or sincere apologies are what is needed, and we move on in the right direction. ABC hasn't hesitated. They moved on, and we all will. This is about you, Roseanne. How are you going to respond to this? Here is where you got yourself in trouble, and you had no business being in this barrage of tweets. You tweeted about Miss Jarrett having some role in helping Barack Obama in some scheme Mr. Trump had branded Spygate. This is none of your business. And then you defended yourself saying it was a joke. Perhaps it was, but uncalled for and wrong. Wasn't funny. Then you had an exchange with Chelsea Clinton, referring to Miss Clinton as Chelsea Soros Clinton, a reference to George Soros, the billionaire liberal donor who was often the focus of conservative critics. Then Donald Trump Jr. shared one of your posts in the exchange. Again, why are you referring to Chelsea Clinton? I'm sorry, I think I just ate a Pokemon. Why are you referring to Chelsea Clinton? This has nothing to do about you. This is, you knew that this would not end well at all. This is you, Roseanne. And then you later deleted the post about Miss Jarrett. About a half hour later, you then offered an apology, saying, I apologize to Valerie Jarrett and to all Americans. I am truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and her looks. I should have known better. Forgive me. My joke was in bad taste. That sounded like a tweet from your publicist trying to cover up for what you know you shouldn't have written. Then why even write? Have your personal assistant, publicist, or, like I'll address in a second, your children do all of your social media. But this was my favorite. It was 2 a.m. and I was Ambien tweeting, you said. That is a real thing? Ambien is a sleep aid that can cause changes in mood and behavior. So like if you're drinking a glass of wine or two and you know you should stay off social media, like no pictures being on Ambien, shouldn't you stay off social media too? Especially with your responsibility representing ABC, the Roseanne Show. Yeah, you didn't. Own it, Roseanne. What I do love is that months before the show's return, you said that your children had taken your social media accounts away. Good job, children. but you should have kept it away. Well, I guess they're now wishing they had changed the passwords on you. Now they're disappointed too. You owe them an apology as well. Therapy, Miss Roseanne. You got to own this. You got to make it right. Make it right to the millions and millions of people. You have to do this, and not for us, but for you. And I promise you will come out such a better person. Listen, mental health issues are real, and so is racism. Roseanne didn't call Valerie Jarrett an 8 because of mental health issues. And she didn't do a Nazi Holocaust parody photo shoot because of her mental issues or Ambien. Mental illness does not give a person a free pass for bad behavior, and I speak for all of us that live every day with mental illnesses. The same is said for people who suffer daily because of racism. I like what Jimmy Kimmel said. I think we all could use some compassion right now. Amen, Mr. Kimmel. In 2012, Roseanne, you said on Piers Morgan that the issue of mental health is very near and dear to you. After many years, you stated, I'm more centered. I'm in the best place that I've ever been in. And a lot of that is because I have done the work. Well, I think the work is every day, and you need to go back to check in and reassess where you are. Clearly, Miss Roseanne, more work needs to be done. To all of America that may hear my take, can we learn to forgive those who seek forgiveness? Can we all learn that it is okay to live with mental illness as long as you are seeking help for living with mental illness? Can we all learn that we, each other, we are not perfect, and learn to love and forgive and be more compassionate and understanding? God bless America, and the best to you, Roseanne. I love you, and I hope you learn from this, because if you do the work, I promise it will be okay. And I think you need to go back and do the work again. I'm Jeff Yalden. Thanks for listening.